Hey you, and welcome to the Avorion in-depth tutorial. This video will be about setting up Avorion how you like it. So here's what we'll learn in this video. How to set up your configurations, how to install a language pack, how to install a mod, how to start a new game, and the general information about the user interface. So let's get right to it. So to start off with, let's go through the game's configurations. Let's start with launching the game and going into settings. Then navigate into the game tab. Here you can configure several options specific to your game. Let's run through them. First, we have player name. It controls your in-game name. On my game it is locked out. I assume this is because I'm using a Steam version. So possibly if you're not using the Steam, you can use this option to change names. Underneath, you can see the language options, where you can set the language that you're using. It will only contain fully translated languages. However, later I will explain how to install a partially translated language so that it will appear there. Then we have space in loading screen. This option controls if the loading screen waits for you to press space. Contrary to popular belief, the game is still running even when you're still on that loading screen when it says press to continue. So you can disable this option if you're worried about getting blown up without knowing it's possible. The next one is self-explanatory, and underneath are retrograde and prograde marker options. A retrograde marker shows you the opposite direction of where you're flying towards. A prograde marker shows you exactly where you are flying towards. If you want them, enable them there. They are very useful for preventing collisions. The next one will alert you to warnings about your graphics drivers, and the two after that are also self-explanatory. Going back up to the options to the right, damage numbers controls the size of numbers popping up when you take damage or when you dish it out. And the four options below that control the default position of your camera that follows the ship. This is very useful if you find most of your ship is blocking your view. I'm not going to go over the other options except for one kinda hidden in the video settings. So pop in the video settings, and if you look at the bottom two buttons, you'll find that the left one allows you to set the user interface color, a function many people enjoy, including myself. As you can see, my UI is red instead of the default gray/black. Next up, we're moving into the next topic of how to install a language pack. So for this one, I'd like you to navigate to the following website. And if you're looking on YouTube, the link will be in the description below. The website is http://translate.avorion.net/projects/avorion. This page will show you all the languages available through Avorion's translation hub. If your language is still at 0% translated, don't bother getting it because the pack will be empty. However, if your language is partially translated, then follow my lead. Click on the language to go to see that translation hub. Now at the bottom of the screen, at the left side, you should see a button called Export. Set the option to the right of it to All Current, if that is not already the case. Then set the output object in the field next to it on Portable Object Message Catalog.po/.pot. Now click Export. This will export the current state of the translations to a file called Avorion- and then the language initials .po. Go ahead and save it to your Avorion folder in the data/localization folder. Preferably, I'd like you to name it simply after the language. For example, I downloaded our translation team's Dutch translation, the one we're still working on, and I named it Nederlands.po. Then copy preferably Dutch.xml and rename the copy to your language. In my case, Nederlands.xml. Then open the .xml file with any text editor. Notepad will do if you like. Now, in the XML file that you've created and renamed, change the following pieces of code to make it work. For me, I will change tag DE tag to tag NL tag, Then I would change display name, German display name, to display name Netherlands display name. And finally, I can change PO file Dutch.po PO file to PO file Netherlands PO file. You can then save the file and close it. Now, when you reload the game, and in some cases you won't even need to restart the game, but if you do, you will see a new language option visible in the language list. Then you can select it and play with it. Keep in mind, please, that the unfinished language packs may contain poor translations or faulty ones that may negatively impact your game. But if you really want to use them before they are done and help keep the translations good, then this is the best way to do it. On to the next topic, on how to install a mod. And before getting into this, please know that many of the mods will have installation instructions with them. In those cases, please use those instructions above anything I tell you, but this guide will give you the basic concept, just in case they fail to actually include instructions. So, to start off, let's go find some mods you'd like. Navigate over to the Avorion forum modding section, which is at http://www.avorion.net/forum/index.php. Go ahead and look around for a mod you'd like. If you can't find one right away, don't worry about it, just finish watching this video and you can always do it later. So, on the post there will be one of two things. Either in the post somewhere there will be a link to a file storage solution like GitHub or Dropbox, or there will be an attachment designated at the bottom bit of the post stating the name of the file, the size, and how often it was downloaded. So, if you have found and downloaded the files, let's navigate to the Avorion folder. I'm going to be using the Steam method as the guide is mostly geared towards Steam users. Any non-Steam users should pretty much know where they installed Avorion. So, open up your Steam library and then set it to games if it's not yet done so. Find Avorion in your list and right-click it, and then click on Properties. Click on Local Files tab, and click on Browse Local Files. This will open the Avorion folder directly. Otherwise, you can navigate to wherever you installed Steam to, and navigate as such: Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Avorion. Now, navigate into the Data folder. If there is no Mods folder, create one. This will be mostly used to store your mod so you can find out what they modded. Next up, in the Mods folder, create a backup folder and copy all of the folders and files from Data into it, on exception for the following files: ips.txt, rgb.txt, and the mods folder itself, of course. Now that you've backed up your game data, you will be able to restore the game data to an earlier state. Keep in mind that this will not affect any ongoing games or saves, so you don't have to worry about corrupting those. Now then, put any mods you downloaded into the mods folder, unzip them there, and most of them will request you to simply drop their data folder into the main Avorion folder and agree to any overrides, as this is the easiest way to install them. And that is how we install mods at the moment, as far as I am aware. On to the next topic. Let's go back to the game, and if you did install some mods, please restart the game and make sure they're loaded in. So, let's start a new game. Go ahead and click on Single Player. A list will appear of the existing games, and if you are new to the game, it will be empty. Click on Create New to make a new game. Here you can name the game save, set the seed for the game, change the difficulty, and manage collision damage. Finally, you could play in creative mode if you just want to be creative without being murdered by pirates. Additionally, if you want to start the game without being murdered by pirates nor creative mode, you're always welcome to download my mod called Safe Start. That disables pirates in the starting sector and will keep you perfectly safe. And by the way, if you want to use a seed from another galaxy, load that galaxy in, press enter, and then type /seed, and the game will tell you the seed. So that is how to start a new game. Now, the in-game user interface. At the top we have speed in meters per second. The bar underneath shows thrust, The bar underneath that shows you your hyperdrive charge / cooldown. Then just underneath that is the area where the alert icons appear. Any little blue circle icons that occasionally turn green are your targeting reticules for weapon systems. The colored square brackets all over the edge of the screen are object indicators. Green indicates friendly, and red indicates bad relations, but does not definitely state that they are hostile. Unfortunately, to find out if someone is truly hostile, first check by selecting them and seeing if they are pirates or aliens. Those will probably be hostile. Else, look and see in your player menu by pressing I and click on the Relations tab to see your diplomacy menu. Either way, red means be careful. Blue means mostly neutral, and green means not a threat. At the bottom right, you will see your pickup updates and sector info when entering a sector with important notifications. For example, a neutral zone where PvP is forbidden. At the bottom left, you will have the game chat. Then, in the bottom middle, you will have, starting from the top, the weapon system controls, the power use bar. Underneath that, you'll have the yellow bar, which is your power storage, and below that, you will see your shield bar, which, if you have no shields, it will just be empty / black. Below that, you will have your ship's health bar. Finally, let's just go over the icons at the top right. Those will show us the menus and interactions. Specifically, the top row is menus, and the bottom row, or possibly you'll only see one icon, those are interactions you can do. The menus are Report a Bug, Tutorial, Player Trade menu, Build menu accessed by the shortcut B, Mail menu accessed by the shortcut L, Galaxy Map menu accessed by the shortcut M, Ship menu accessed by the shortcut P, Player menu accessed by the shortcut I, and the Game menu accessed by Escape. The interactions are usually Insurance, Exit to Drone, Found Ship, Found Station. That's all for the UI for the moment. I'm not going to go through all of the menus, that is for another tutorial. I hope that this tutorial has been useful for you, and in the next one we are going to take a close look at mining. Thanks for watching, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye for now.